Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I'm Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is the man with the giant bulge and no pants, Dan Ryan.
I mean, why would I wear them? Who are we kidding? Come on.
How do you get the bulge if there's no pants, though? Right?
And say I wasn't wearing underwear. They're just tights. Something, I don't know.
It is time for the Alphabet Super Series. It was Dan's pick for the letter C, and he chose the NES classic codename Viper. How does Capcom's take on RollingThunder hold up? Keep your eyes peeled for an astounding number of revolving doors, because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now.
Fucking lousy.
Just
lousy
everywhere.
with revolving doors.
Hi everyone, this is episode 613. It is the week of April 10th, 2026, and welcome. For anyone new here, this is the official podcast of StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the heck else is going on in our lives. Speaking of which, I do have bad news to report. Apparently, I just gotta make sure I get the words right. Stone Age Gamer has rude employees and terrible online service.
Facts. I've met you. You're a dick.
It's just, yeah.
That's enough.
That's enough. That's the whole
That's
story.
enough.
Look,
Yeah.
I would just make a quick address, very quick. Dan and I we're not always right about everything. It's
Not true.
especially me.
Not true.
Dan is always right about everything.
Always right.
I am often incorrect about things, and there's a lot of things in this world that I do not know about. And I have no problem with people attempting to educate me on things that I do not know about, as long as it is done with a modicum of respect. If you want somebody to listen to you, don't come in pretending or asserting yourself as they're better. That's not a good way to get anybody to listen to you, no matter how good your points are. That's the whole story. Anyways, how you doing? How you doing, bud? How you been? What's new and exciting?
I'm all right. I took off from work this week. I pretty much disconnected from the world this week. I didn't pay much attention to anything, which was nice. I had all these like grand ambitions, right? Of here's all the things I'm gonna get done this week, and nope, didn't fucking do any of them. Just didn't do them. I bought.
Well, I mean, that's what vacation's all about.
Yeah, I
Not
know.
doing
I just
things.
I bought an HDMI switcher because my TV only has 3 HDMI ports and I have too many things to plug in. Like it has 3 HDMI ports. One of those ports is dedicated to the surround sound, right? Because it's the fucking eARC or whatever the fuck that thing is. So I have two ports for all of the other things that need to be plugged into my television. So I bought a switcher. And because I had everything out, like I kind of cleaned up the mantle fireplace thing where all the systems and shit were. That is what I accomplished this week. And it looks much nicer.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
The other shit I'll talk about in the checkpoint.
Yeah, same here. It has been a challenging week, but my talking flower has kept me company, kept me going.
Kept you
I finally
fluffed
had him tell me the I did not fuck it.
yet.
There
On camera.
has been no torrid relationship. We're still in the romance phase.
Yep. We're taking things slow.
Taking things.
I don't want to rush anything.
All right, I don't want to rush it. Oh man.
You're an expensive date. I'm a sure thing. So, you know.
It has been a week, but there have been some high points, and I will discuss them on the show because they were fun.
Excellent.
But we've got a video game to talk about this fine young evening. I'm trying to get the flyers on my second screen, but I don't think it's going to work. My pirated feed is just not coming through, and it's okay. It's really okay. I don't need to be paying attention to the Flyers losing tonight. Although they have been playing well, even though they're getting beat. They're playing. They're putting the effort in. They're trying. And dag nabbit, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Love the Flyers.
So anyway, this is the Alphabet Super Series. We do this once a month, and where Dan and I discuss a game that I guess neither one of us has played through, or something we've always wanted to know more about. We put a little bit of time into it. We take turns picking, and we're doing it in alphabetical order. Dan's choice was for the letter C, was Codename Viper for NES. Why did you pick this game, and tell me a little bit about it?
So
do the facts.
This game is one of those ones that, like, I had always, it was always like in the rental store, you know, like I'd always walk by and it was always there, and it was Capcom, and it has the, you know, the old school, like, purple Capcom border, and I was like, fuck, like, it's Capcom, it's probably pretty good, but I just never actually got around to playing it, and I don't really have a good reason as to why I never got around to playing it. I just never did. And then as I was like trying to think of games here for the letter C, I started looking this up. So this game, it came out in 1990. So a little bit later in the system's lifespan. So it's like, all right, a little bit later, people know what they're doing at this point. It's published by Capcom. It's developed by Arc System Works. Mm-hmm. How bad could this be? You know, it gets a lot of comparisons to RollingThunder, a game that I think I like, but I haven't played lately enough to really know if I like it. I remember liking it back in the day, but, you know, for whatever that's worth. I was like, all right, let's give this one a shot. And boy, it is indeed a game. I have real mixed feelings on this one. Right, so the story of the game is you are Codename Viper. You are Kenny Smith, Codename Viper, and your superior, Commander Jones, sends you into South America, late 80s, early 90s. So you go to South America to investigate drugs and a big drug syndicate, because that's what everyone knew about South America in the late 80s and early 90s was Cuba, and everything else was drugs. In one of the just one of the most telegraphed twists you're ever gonna see coming, it turns out that Commander Jones is actually the bad guy. Whoa, 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 whoa. And then you gotta fight him. And then you gotta fight him at the end. And you make your way through a bunch of different locations, and it's just I wanted to like it a lot more than I did, because there are pieces here to this being, I think, a really fun game. One of our listeners said it in the Discord. As a kid, they would have loved this game. As an adult, we'll just make fun of it because it looks like the main character's not wearing any pants. Just looks like he's walking around just fucking cocksure and swinging in the breeze. But yeah, like, I think as a kid, not knowing any better, like, if I had rented this game or gotten this game, right, and this was all I had to play, I could see the fun in getting good at this game. That being said, as an adult looking back on it now, and not playing it like with save states or rewind or anything like that, I just found there to be a lot of very frustrating parts throughout the game.
Yeah, I think we feel pretty much the same way. There's a lot of cool stuff going on here. It's a really nice looking game. I know the thing with the color of his pants and the enormous bulge when he's standing there is
it's pretty silly,
comical, but you know, it's pretty well animated. The characters are big. It's pretty neat.
It looks good. Like, it looks good in motion. The backgrounds look nice. They're like, nothing looks out of place. Like, this is not a shitty looking game, and it shouldn't be, right? It's Arc System Works, it's Capcom, it's 1990 on the NES. Like, we kind of knew how to do this at this point.
Yeah, the biggest so the first time I played, I got frustrated. Like, I was just like, I just can't play this game. I can't get past the first level. I'm just fucking toast. And it's because I didn't what kept happening was I'd go into one of those doors and it would turn around and there'd be like a bunch of bullets. And while the bullets are counting up, an enemy would walk by. And then as soon as the door turned back around, I would take a hit. And you can only take 2 hits and then you're dead. And that just kept happening. Every time I'd be like waiting around, like, okay, there's nobody here. I'm going to go in this door. And then somebody would show up and just like jump. And there it is. I'm dead.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. What I didn't realize until I went online this morning to look at a playthrough of it, that you can stay behind the doors as long as you want.
Yeah, you just hold
the button
up.
down. Yeah, I didn't realize that you could do that. So once I did, I was able to make it through about half the game myself earlier today. But I had watched a playthrough and I was like, all right, I know what's coming. There's not really a whole lot of... I get it. Like, I've seen what happens. Yeah, I know how the game feels. There's not a whole lot of new mechanics that show up toward like the elevators at the end of the game. Okay, but
even that is just a replacement for the jump mechanic, right?
Yeah, like pretty much. Yeah,
and that's one of the things that I was kind of frustrated with. Right, is that you start off with your handgun and you can get a machine gun, and then the objective in every level is to so there's doors throughout the levels, and sometimes they make sense for there to be doors, and sometimes you're just spinning around in a fucking rock face for no reason.
I feel like doors, for anybody who hasn't played this, doors is being very generous because they're not doors. They're like the spinny trapdoor things, like where you stay like in a cartoon or something, or at a secret lair. Yeah, exactly. Like they revolve, they spin around like a hidden wall, and then like sometimes there's a hostage behind it that disappears and makes a Yoshi noise before disappearing. And then sometimes there's a skeleton, like a dead hostage. And are those... Can you save all of those people if you go through the game fast enough, or are those just skeletons because that's a thing? Like I wondered if... Because there's some weird supernatural element going on in this game, right? Because when you beat the enemies, they tend to dissolve, and then towards the end of the game, there's zombies. It's like... It doesn't seem like on the surface level there's any supernatural stuff going on. Yeah. But then there's just like a bit of a twinge of that towards the end. Because like I remember watching the ending, and like you beat the last boss, and like he clearly dissolved.
He did, yeah.
It's kind of weird.
I didn't take that, what is it, Area 7 or 8, whichever one has like the zombie looking guys. I took them as like drug addicts, right? Like pumped full of drugs and sent crazy.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense.
Maybe not. I mean, that makes as much sense as zombies does, right? Like, because it's a video game, so fuck it, zombies. Here you go. Right. What disappointed me though was that after, you know, like you're saying, you go through these stages and all that, but you get the handgun, you get the machine gun, and then every stage you have to get grenades, and then you blow up a door at the end, and then you go through to the next area, and that's it. That's the gameplay loop, right? Yeah. And
the guy you find with the grenades is the scuzziest looking dude.
Yeah, he is.
He's always so scuzzy.
I mean, he's a prisoner of war, Chris. You know, like.
Yeah, well, the hostages look just fine. They have the time to take care of themselves.
That's fair. But like, it's just the level design isn't interesting enough. It's not interesting, right? There's some interesting design. There's some clever ways to make your way through the stage. It all looks very good when you're doing it. And for what the controls are, and we can talk about whether or not we think it was the right choice, but for what you are actually trying to do, it controls well enough, right? But it is just that over and over again until you get to the final boss, who you can decimate instantly, right? Like, you just kind of shoot him a couple times and it's over. It was like, huh, okay, cool. Like, this was fine. It was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it. Like, ultimately, it was fine. It was a bit frustrating at first. Then I kind of learned it, and I was like, yeah, I could see myself beating this game when I was younger and had all the time in the world. But right now I've gotten what I wanted to get out of it. We'll go over the individual rankings in a few, but it was just kind of, it was there. It was solid. It was decent.
Yeah, it's fun. I did think so at the end of each stage, after you rescue the hostage with the grenades, it like goes to like a campfire scene, right? And they have a little bit of a discussion, and you're getting pieces of this letter that's ultimately going to like reveal the big twist, right?
I thought that was we're going to take over the world with the drugs.
With the drugs, I mean, because drugs are fucking everywhere all the time in all like late 80s, early 90s. It was just fucking look at Narc. That game's fucking nuts. Anyway, don't do drugs, kids. Drugs are bad. But I thought that little bit of storytelling, like that decision to reveal it, kind of like you're piecing together this letter, didn't really make a ton of sense as to why each of the hostages had pieces of the letter.
Right, and like if it was like they had a corner of the letter or something where the letter was torn up, but it was like, no, we have a letter with random words on it, and they're not even redacted, words. They're just not there.
Yeah.
It's a very strange choice.
It was strange, but I thought it was kind of a neat, like, I'm trying to, like, enough of a hook. Right. Again, like if I were playing this when I was a kid, I'd be like, trying to like fucking figure out what it says, I wonder, I bet you it's about this thing and that. And like, as you're piecing it together, I thought that was kind of a neat thing. Ultimately pointless because it's incredibly obvious, but yeah.
It was cool. It was a cool game that I'm glad I played. Not really something I would go back to all that often. Not really 100% my style, but it was cool. It was interesting.
Yeah, this isn't necessarily something where I would be like, the next time we do a starter kit,
yeah,
or
this one's making the cut. Yeah,
this one is not. It's not. But again, Capcom Arc System Works. You're going to get a decent enough experience, and I could see if you are into like speed running and really mastering a game, I could see how this game would scratch that particular itch, right? Because there is a very deliberate pattern that I could see going through it. It's not a run and gun game if you're not really, really, really good at it and you haven't memorized everything. But if you did, I could see there being some joy in that, of just like blasting through this game, and like I imagine it would take 10-15 minutes, something like that.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I think the run that I watched on YouTube this morning, I watched it at the gym because it was a half an hour long. Okay, so I was like, "Go, that's perfect."
Yeah, I could see that being a lot of fun with this, of just kind of blasting right through it. But enough of this palaver, Kris. Let's get this road on the show. Graphics, sound, control, fun factor.
This
graphics
is, you know what? This is a pretty solid looking game.
So I'll give you mine.
Right? I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna cook this. I'm gonna cook the graphics with a 4. There are some visual choices here. I think it could be better in a few ways. Maybe not have it look like the guy's not wearing any pants, but there could be a little more enemy variety, I suppose. But all in all, I think it's a very, very good looking game.
I agree. I do think it's a good looking game, but I only went with a 3 for exactly those two reasons that you just mentioned. You could have put, like, he looks naked, right? Like, they have not animated a separate dick and balls to like be swinging in the wind, right? But he looks like he's not wearing pants. Right there. Right? I mean, there's got to be a ROM hack, I'm sure.
This is the...
He looks like he's not wearing pants. It's fucking distracting. It's not even that it's distracting, right? It just looks silly. And there were plenty of other colors you could have gone with. And the other complaints I have is that the enemies... minus like the dudes that are popping up out of the boxes, like with the rocket launchers, like it's basically just palette swaps of the same enemy. So they're just what's there is good, but there's just not enough there me.
I'd like there to be more of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sticking with 4 because I think we're talking about an NES game. There was probably some sort of limitation because of the size of the sprites, I would say.
Probably.
But, I think it was good. I think it was, as NES games go, it was very well done.
It is a good looking game. And 3 is maybe a bit harsh, but I stand by what I said. What about sound? Where do you sit
I'm
on
going to
sound?
dock this one down to about a 3.5.
Okay.
Because the sound is solid. It's good, but there's not, each stage doesn't have its own song. They repeat songs for 2 stages in a row, and all the songs are fine. There was nothing extraordinarily memorable there. The sound effects are solid. It's another one of those things, like it's solid. It's above average, but not quite. We know what kind of sound the NES is capable of, and the compositions are good, not great, and the sound is good, not great. So yeah, it's fine. I give it a 3 and 3.5.
Did you catch the Mega Man sound in there? Like after he I think it's after the points total up. The last bit it does the did it like it does almost fucking note for note. It's wild.
Didn't register with me.
For that reason, it is a 3. No, it is a 3. That's not the reason it's a 3. The reason it's a 3 for me is because I think the worst track in the game is Area 1 and 2. And because of the nature of the game, you are going to spend a decent amount of time in Area 1 and 2 as you get used to it. And I fucking wanted to plug my ears so that I wouldn't have to hear it anymore. Because that song, I think, is pretty bad. Like, not even like, it's okay. And I would, like, that, if I were listening to the Codename Viper soundtrack, I would skip that track. I just don't think it's very good. The rest of it's fine.
Yeah.
Rest of it's fine. So I sat with a 3 on that. This one, I don't know. We're going to have to talk this one through for Control. I'm giving
the Control a 4.
Okay.
I think it does everything that it intends to do very well. It feels tight. My only gripe with it is the intentional design choice of not being able to do a high jump moving forward. So you wind up in these situations where you're in front of a wall that you can't jump over with your regular jump. So you've got to go somewhere else where you can jump straight up and then jump over. It's a strange limitation.
It's weird.
That I don't love. But I never really felt like I was dying because the controls were bad. It was really just because of I
never felt out of control.
The design itself. Yeah, I never felt out of control. I think it's tight enough. It could be better. It could be a little bit more intuitive, I suppose.
It's a little.
But yeah, it's hard for me to say that I have much in the way of complaints about it.
Yeah, it's a little twitchy, and like it wouldn't even necessarily be control. There is some a pretty large amount of knockback. Like if you're jumping and you get hit, you kind of go flying backwards a little bit. That's not really control, though. I guess that wouldn't really. I mean, because I was at a 4 too, but I could have been talked into lower, I suppose. But I agree that going for that Rolling Thunder style, like that was just very much the Rolling Thunder, the big jump up to the balcony and like swing it over, and very intentional. But this game plays faster than Rolling Thunder, if I'm remembering correctly.
I think so. It's been a while since I played Rolling Thunder because I'm not really a huge fan. So
yeah, but it feels that intentional high jump to get up to a different platform feels a little bit weird in this game that feels like it should be a little bit more action focused. It slows the pace down a little bit, but 4 is fine. 4 is fine. What about fun factor?
And this is where it tanks.
Yep.
Because I just don't think it's any fun. So
I'm at a 2.
I was going to say
fun
2.
Factor.
I think 2. Yeah, that's just where it all goes down the toilet. It's just not a very fun game.
Yeah, I finished it. I didn't feel compelled to finish it other than I just had time this week. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't something where I was like, oh, this was so good. I got it. Because again, it's just that loop is exactly the same until you get to the very end, and then it's a super short boss fight. Like, okay, cool. You know, I've been playing through the original Mega Man series. I know what Capcom was capable of publishing around this time period. You know, it could have been more fun, even though Mega Man 3 is trash. But this could have been.
Look, I've already dropped the ban hammer once tonight. I'll do it again.
Can you ban me? I mean, is that... Do we have to go through Ryan for that, I think? Is that like... Do I have to contact HR if you ban me over my opinion? That feels like a power imbalance, Kris, because you have seniority.
I'm drunk with power.
You definitely are. So where do you end up here with this one?
The grand total is 13.5, a full point behind Burning Rangers, which makes me happy because I genuinely liked Burning Rangers more than this one. So
yes,
yeah,
I would agree. I am at a 12 with this one.
So it looks like, at least for me, the 3 we've done, the scores are going down each time.
Yes.
So I feel like we should keep choosing worse and worse games.
Oh God, what could I pick for the letter E? Guys, would that get lower than a 12 for me? I wonder.
I think I would have the dolphin.
That'll get a 0.
Oh, except then there wouldn't be anything lower, right? Because you got to pick a game that's just bad enough so we can still keep getting.
Well, and I don't know what your D is going to be. I mean, I know what your D is, but I don't know what, you know. I'm not sure the shape of your D for this upcoming month. So anyway, we did get thank you, listeners, my knights in shining armor. We did get a decent amount of feedback on this one.
We did, yeah.
Would you how would you like to start? Grit, would you like to start? Do you want me to start?
You can start.
All right. I'll jump in with friend of the show, Rumblemans. Okay, played through all of Codename Viper, and it's fine. Yes, it is. It is another Rolling Thunder game, but it has lots of sections of blind falls, cheap deaths, especially in levels 5 through 7. Yes, something we did not mention. There are some cheap deaths in this game. Your jump is infuriatingly hard to control. Platform hitboxes seem to be mere suggestions. Checking every single door to find hostages in the bomb gets a bit tedious. Single boss in the game. I won't reveal who it is lest I spoil the "we're going to take over the world with drugs" plot. That single boss is barely any different than other enemies, 100%. I just held down the machine gun and he was dead, although I was playing on easy. Doesn't get that much harder. I feel like they tried to introduce some new elements to Rolling Thunder. Scrolling vertically and platforming just get in the way. Not Capcom's best outing. They could have picked a less skin tone color for the guy's pants. He does have pants, right?
I sure hope so.
Yeah. You're up. Or am I just reading the whole thing? That's fine.
Nope. Chronodin says, there is a hacked ROM available that changes the color of his outfit and makes it look like he has pants. Oh, shit.
Should have played
but
that.
I feel like they knew exactly what they were doing, because some of the poses he does if you pause at the right moment are interesting. I took some screenshots on my Steam Deck I'll have to share. I mean, original hardware NES, which is definitely the only place I'd ever play an NES game. Yes, sirree.
That's right.
And then he posted a very compromising screenshot.
Very, very compromising. Let's see. There's just some more comments on the guy being bent over, face down, ass up, because that's the way he likes to fuck. Is he getting his prostate?
Next time, Goku.
Is he getting his prostate checked in this? Looks like he's about to. Unis11, game's fine and worth the $10 price tag. More than that would be pushing it. Yeah, I mean, I would even say like a $5 price tag is probably, about what I'd spend on this and not be angry. Looking at this in two ways. As a kid, this is what I pulled from you earlier. So as a kid, I would have enjoyed this game would have played the crap out of it, although some of it is a slog. But it would have been a nice feeling getting the next passcode. As an adult, I'll spend more time making fun of him for not having pants, and I'm glad save states exist.
Yeah, I abused some save states on my EverDrive. That was a good time. P2Mick28 says, played until my continues dried up. Got to the second area while slowly getting used to the controls. First of all, the music. Surely it must change as you progress, but all I could think during the first stage and area was funky beats to not have any pants to while blasting men. Also, this face. Yeah, Commander Jones's face is certainly a choice. That
funky
is the face of a man.
Not have any pants to while blasting men is fucking diabolical. That's a hell of a sentence. Anyway,
that
sorry.
is the face of a man who had his pants taken away by Commander Jones. I'm playing on the 3DS emulator, having picked the Contra profile at random, so things will certainly look different in any of my screenshots. For instance, and then he's got this really cool looking side view shot of everything being all 3D looking. Case in point, all the information I get looks like this with different words in black every time, and this is cool because it looks like when P2Mick28 was playing through it, he got the whole letter every single time, but the stuff that was supposed to be invisible is in white, and everything else is in black. But since it's in 3D, he could read all of it from the beginning. Same text every time. Am I supposed to be able to scroll this? Is the highlighted text supposed to be different? Am I only supposed to see the black or white words, but not both? Is this being messed up by 3DSEN? Yes, it was. This game is way easier when you have a rewind button at your fingertips. To which Rumblemans responded, not scroll, but you're not supposed to be seeing the gray words. I'm assuming 3DSN is messing up the color palette. Basically, each level more words get filled in until the amazing, totally not predictable twist.
Totally not predictable.
Continuing with P2Mick28, very likely, no one's actually made a profile for this game yet, so I went in expecting jank. I mean, even reading the whole message left me confused. Farts, 3DSN crashed, and I can't be bothered to get back to where I was. Conclusion. Could have been a good game with good controls. If it were fluid like Ninja Gaiden, where I felt like I was really running and gunning rather than stopping and waiting for an enemy to move first constantly. Also, maybe if the up jump wasn't so rigid or, gasp, removed entirely and just let my regular jump be what I needed, it would have felt better. Music was fine, even though I only got to hear a few level tracks. Nothing egregious, but it didn't really fit all the time, especially that first level track. Graphics I can't comment too much on, as I was using an emulator that based its entire shtick on mangling the graphics into a 3D game. They were functional, however, even though enemies were largely just palette swaps. It was at least a very quick, oh, you're a new color, what's your deal? Mental trigger. So that's a positive in my book.
That's fair.
Gameplay was an overall negative. It's just a little too rigid to really be enjoyable. The most fun I had was trying to go very quickly and just tapping my rewind key when I got hit, keeping everything fast and flowing. Not something you could regularly do unless you were extremely good and had everything memorized, essentially speedrunning. I give it a pantsless pixel man out of 10.
Yeah, I think right, if the character, instead of that big up jump, right, like if he had, it was the fucking 90s, if he had a jetpack and it was like a double jump kind of thing, wildly different game. And I think a much better game. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would make the moving around the world a lot better. Anyway, finally we have Trash Man. Why do I have to find a guy to give me grenades? Can't I just take some on the helicopter? No, obviously. These are special door-breaking grenades that only the hostages have. These South American drug lords are employing a lot of white Anglo-Saxon men. Yeah. The women you rescue are always dressed for the club. They are indeed taken care of.
They're ready.
After multiple continues, I've only gotten to level 4. Interest fading. Codename Viper is a game.
It sure is. You skipped over Chronodin, already calling that the name of the episode should be As Much Drugs as Possible, and that is now officially the front runner for episode title.
As much drugs as possible. Yeah, this is not my best pick. Not my worst pick, I don't think. I think that's still Jersey Devil. Yeah, Jersey Devil is still...
Yeah, you don't really know how to pick bad games like I do.
No, I really don't. Speaking of, give me the D.
Well, I'm assuming you don't have an easy way of emulating the CDI. So I should probably not.
Is there an easy way of emulating the CDI? Because I do really have a computer.
I don't know. I'm very interested in this game called Dark Castle for CDI, which I believe I own. But I considered dance aerobics for NES.
Fuck
just
you.
Because
I'm just not playing it. I don't have access to that.
Really want you to have to find a way to play a power pad. So I've got two pretty serious contenders here. They're both Game Boy Advance games. They're both games that I would very much like to put more time into. And they both
CDI emulation seems to be an issue.
Yeah, I figured it was. And Dark Castle is not supposed to be good, but it's supposed to be at least interesting. So, but that's, yeah. Man, this is a really tough choice. Do you want a platformer or something kind of odd?
Let's go with something kind of odd.
Okay, then. My pick will be DK King of Swing for Game Boy Advance.
Oh, okay.
I have always wanted to put some effort into this game because it's a weird concept. You're always revolving around things, and you have to like while you're turning, you have to like keep pressing the trigger buttons to grab onto different things and like kind of climb your way around. It's a very weird concept for a game, and I've only played a few minutes of it. I also think you can unlock Bubbles from Clue Clue Land as a playable character, which is completely fucking insane.
Okay.
And I love that about it. So, that's my pick. For the letter D, DK King of Swing for Game Boy Advance.
All right. Yeah, I have never played this. I know what it is, obviously, but have spent absolutely zero time with it. So, that's awesome. This will be completely new.
Cool. Well, with that, we're going to take ourselves a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to see what's going on in the world of week-old news. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around.
Do you enjoy the Stone Age Gamer podcast and other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network? Do you wish you could listen to them sooner than the regular unwashed masses? Do you wish you could contribute in some way? Well, then you should check out the Geekade Patreon. Yes, the Geekade Patreon is a wonderful and very much appreciated way for you to help us pay the bills and keep our shows running week after week. As a Geekade patron, you'll get a monthly podcast topic schedule and early access to nearly every show on the Geekade Podcast Network, as well as access to a patron-exclusive monthly show called DC's Amazing Movie Time from the creators of the Weekend Rental podcast. So head on over to patreon.com/Geekade and become a loved and appreciated member of the Geekade Patreon team and get early access to shows like the Stone Age Gamer podcast, this week's episode, Turning Tracks, and a whole lot more. See you there!
All right, everybody, we are back. Dan just had a lovely conversation with my lovely daughter Ellie, and I spent a little bit of time while they were talking about Dandy's World characters playing Breakout Beyond back there. And boy, I love that game. I just love that game.
Yeah, it was very odd for me to be having a conversation with your kid while you were handling your balls in the background. It was a very weird position you put me in, Kris.
Yeah, well, Hopper's back there too, so it was just me and the dog playing Breakout. God, that game's good. It's so
you and the
much
dog
freaking
back
fun.
there playing with your balls. Just no, it looks really fun. It looks like I would love to play it, but I've got 9 million other things that I'm playing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I already went through it once. This is my second time through it. It's just one of those relentlessly good games. I can't get enough of it. I
love that.
Really, really like that game.
Love that for you.
But yeah, I guess that means it's time for. Wait a second. Might be time for some listener feedback. Hold on. I think there might have been something on the YouTubes to look at.
Only if it's positive. If it's bad news, Kris, don't even bother. I can't handle it.
We've had plenty of bad news for 1 week here.
I've had plenty of nonsense today.
Yeah, this has been a day. It's been a month. It's been a week. It's been a year. All right, community. All right, so Manic Moogle posted. He posted times, so I don't really I'm not going to click on him here because we're doing the show, so I don't know exactly what they're in reference to. But he said at 2 minutes and 4 seconds, no Bubsy. I assume that was because I had the boxes in front of him. Bubsy's back, so there you go, Manic Moogle. At 10:21, you're right, it's different. Thank you. That would make so much more sense if I could just click it. All right, what's the context?
No, I like it how you did it.
Oh, we're talking about sushi rice. So whatever that was about.
Oh, yeah.
You were right.
I was making shit up again, and apparently I was correct. Love when
be
that
thankful
happens.
gas is well over $5 a gallon here. Man,
Fuck
I'm sorry.
that.
Yeah, that's not good.
It just it's hovering around 419 by me.
Yeah, that's
it
where
went up
we
to
are
415, and then it the next day it jumped to 419, and that's kind of where it stayed.
We did get one from the previous episode, a cadre of Matts, that said Cerebral P666 said, I've got 24 ColecoVision games in my collection to play through for Stone Age standouts. I think I'll avoid shmemulation this round, but I will grade my top 5 of the ones in my hoard. I agree with Dan that ColecoVision has some bangers. I'm going to enjoy this. I've got a lot of nostalgia for the system, and I've been looking for a good reason to revisit it after all this time. Game on, suckers. And I responded, have fun. Let us know what your essentials are. So whenever we're going to be doing that next week. So yeah, make sure you chime in with your list and we'll read it on the show. Thank you very much for listening. And that.
Yeah. And that is just an excellent reminder for everybody else as well. Please play the ColecoVision. Please.
Yeah, it looks like that's
let
everything.
us know.
Yeah, I knew there was something I wanted to cover, but yes, the ColecoVision, play it. I've reminded everybody in the Discord. And yeah, now it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Strap yourselves in for Week Old News. Welcome to Week Old News, where we discuss all the news that was new a week ago.
That was so dramatic.
Yeah, sorry, I was distracted by things.
I'll take this first one because
go for it.
Why not? IGN reports that Epic Games boss Tim Sweeney responds after Fortnite layoffs revealed to include an employee with terminal cancer who will lose life insurance. Mike is not just a number, says noted liar Tim Sweeney. Epic Games has said it will solve the insurance of a former Fortnite employee living with terminal cancer following widespread criticism of the company's decision to lay them off. Mike Prinky, a programmer who had worked at Epic Games for 7 years, was one of the many staff members caught up in Epic Games' most recent mass layoffs, which resulted in more than 1,000 employees out of work. Prinky has terminal brain cancer, something his wife Jenny has helped publicize online following his loss of life insurance, which, as you can imagine, the internet just lost their collective shit, as they should. But how fucked up is it that we live in a world where this is what needs to happen in order for this dude to get the care that he needs, as he is facing brain cancer, that you are not coming back from that, right? That is a death sentence. I was incredibly lucky with the type of cancer that I had. Having brain cancer, I cannot even imagine going through that, and also being told that this company that makes $1 bajillion fucking constantly and is raising the price of V-Bucks and does all of this shit, is laying you off because they're not making enough money. Just absolutely absurd.
Medical insurance shouldn't be tied to employment.
No, I mean, Kris, if there was a way to do that, though, you would think that if not this country, then at least one or two other countries would have figured that out and told everybody how to do it by now. But since we don't have it, clearly that hasn't happened. I mean,
which just means that our way is right because we're America.
It's right. God damn it.
And because capitalism is the way to go.
It is. Yeah, I mean, it's just disgusting. It further highlights, right, like, at the end of the day, the disconnect between corporations and all of us is that we are like, that's why I said noted liar Tim Sweeney. We are just numbers. Like, that's it. We are numbers on a spreadsheet. That's it. And, like, at least be honest about that. You know what I mean? I would at least respect you if you were honest about it. Like, if he came out, he was like, yeah, I mean, that sucks. I don't give a fuck. Like, okay, I mean, that's awful, but, like, at least it's honest. You know?
At least it's honest.
Because, like, is he the only person that has cancer currently? Hopefully, you know, knock on wood, he's the only one who has cancer, but is he the only one who is deserving of having his expenses taken care of by his former employer just because he's sick? Like, what kind of fucking world is that? It's not kind. It sucks.
Well,
Don't
speaking
play
of things that
Fortnite.
suck, GameSpot reports cancellation of almost complete game from Eidos Montreal resulted in layoffs. The project was reportedly planned to release this year. So, the recent mass layoffs at developer Eidos Montreal were the result of a long in development project at the studio that was close to completion being cancelled, according to a new report. It's some sort of big open world thing. There's a main character named River who had a giant moose companion that could be used to navigate the game's open world. P11 reportedly had cost several $100 million since work began in 2019. The cancellation is somewhat surprising, as according to the report, the project was almost complete and tentatively slated for release later this year, having recently passed key development milestones. It looks similar to the survival game Wild, a PlayStation exclusive. And yeah, it's they canned the game, and Eidos Montreal announced 124 people were losing their jobs on March 30th. In addition, studio head David Fossey, a 19-year veteran of the studio, announced his departure. Just good things all around coming out of Eidos.
Yeah, and I love these. I love these fucking corporate emails. Today is a difficult day for our studio. Reflects the need to adapt and concentrate efforts where Eidos Montreal can be most effective. We are deeply grateful to the team members impacted. This decision is not a reflection of their talent, dedication, or performance. No. Money, 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 pig fuck, money, money. But also, like, at what point does an adult step in and go, no, this game that nobody has heard of, that you've done no marketing for, can't have cost you hundreds of millions of dollars at this point. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, we don't know enough about economics to properly comment on this. So
yeah, I do. I won't, but anyway, yeah, it's wild. Speaking of things that are also wild, PlayStation is not the only company jacking their prices up. Twisted Voxel reports, I just added this, I didn't know if you saw this, Chris. The Lenovo Legion Go 2 price is reportedly set to increase to $1,500 or $2,000 based on the configuration you purchase. And holy shit, the Lenovo Legion Go 2 is a premium handheld device. It features an 8.8-inch OLED display, 1200p resolution. It's got a Ryzen Z2 Extreme processor. It's got 32 gigabytes of RAM and blah, 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 all those things. You can get it with a Windows-focused version or a Steam-focused version. It is a much better Steam Deck spec-wise than the Steam Deck, certainly. However, it's also crazy fucking expensive. We're seeing price increases across the board. There were a couple other stories this week about, like, you know, it's coming. Like, we're just waiting for Nintendo to be like, all right, guys, here it is. Sorry. You know, like, it just kind of seems inevitable at this point. But I just... Who is buying that?
It's not mass market anymore. I feel like there's just a...
Sure. But...
Cost of living is pricing us all out of living.
But, like, are there... I have a hard time imagining that there are enough people willing to drop $2K on a portable PC that don't already have a home PC. Like, I fail to see where the market for this is. Like, I love my Steam Deck. I love it. I play it almost every day. But I'm not playing AAA, the latest, greatest, biggest things on it, because that would be a clearly inferior way to do it. It's a tiny handheld. Like, it's not tiny. You know, like, it's a pretty fucking big handheld, actually. But it's still a handheld system. Like, this isn't the way to play those games. I don't want to play Resident Evil 9 on a handheld. And I would imagine most people don't either. The numbers have come out of, like, people who actually play the Switch 2 undocked. And they're not nearly as big as the people who play it docked. Because, I don't know if you know this, Kris, most people enjoy playing on a 55 to 85 inch television versus an 8-inch television.
Is
Who
that
knew?
true?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know what the actual statistics of people who play docked versus undocked are. I know there's a lot of people who prefer the Switch because of its portability, but those are people who live in cities that have lots of commuting and stuff, I think.
No, there
and
was...
people like to play it in bed.
I'll try and find the report. It came out last year about numbers.
I almost never play it in handheld. Almost never. Like, I don't even take it up to bed anymore. It's just, I almost never.
It's not a very comfortable system to play handheld. If, like,
I mean, I like it better than the Switch 1 as far as handheld goes.
It's better than the
it's just
Switch
that-
1, but after playing the PS Portal and the Steam Deck, vastly inferior experience, in my opinion, right? Like, the Steam Deck has, like, it's sitting right here next to me. The fact that it has the grips on the back of the system just make it so much more comfortable to hold. If this was just flat, it would be a lot less. And yes, I do have a case on it currently, but the case is just wrapping around the handhelds on the back, right? The PlayStation Portal has it's a PlayStation controller with a screen in the middle of it. It's just infinitely more comfortable to have somewhere to rest your hands versus the sleekness of the Switch 2. It's not comfortable, but it's not as comfortable, I would argue. But yeah, I will try to find...
don't really like doing handheld gaming all that much anymore.
Yeah.
I like my big TV.
It's an inferior experience. It's a tinier screen. Shit is cooler when it's bigger. That is objectively true, right?
Dan, you are a size queen. Always have been.
I definitely am. It's fine. I stand by it. I know who I am.
Time Extension reports, this incredible NES homage turns the best-selling console of the 1980s into a musical instrument. Introducing the NES SY 2.0. This thing is wacky. It's like a big old wood box-looking thing that opens up and has a keyboard and a bunch of knobby-doos and a screen, and you can play NES games on it, but also the keyboard itself matches the NES sound, so you can make NES sounding music on this little keyboard doohickey.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, this thing is really cool. There's a great video that's attached here of this guy playing some music on it, and it sounds really, really lovely. And then he plays Mega Man 2 on it because he can. He pops the cartridge in, it's got controller ports, and you just play it on this little tiny screen. It's really cool. I love this.
That is outstanding.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add. It's just neat.
No, that's just great. That's just great. I love this story. Go Nintendo reports that a preservationist archives 3D scans of the classic McDonald's Happy Meal Super Mario Bros. 3 toys. So these were released in 1990 in honor of the release of Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and somebody has gone through and done 3D scans of these toys. Included in the file, which you can access on archive.org, are Raccoon Mario. So that was a suction cup toy. You would press it down, and when the suction cup would give way, it would spring up, jumping into the air. Luigi, you would pull him back along like a table or whatever, and it would propel him forward, kind of like a wind-up car. There was a Goomba, which they called Little Goomba, which is, I don't know, that's just kind of funny. This was another
That's
suction
what they
cup
used to be called.
What's that?
That's what they used to be called, Little Goomba.
Really? Why do I not know
Yeah,
that?
that was their official name, was Little Goomba. They weren't just Goombas. When did that change, I wonder?
I don't know. I'm a hack. I didn't know that.
Well, you're also not a huge
Little
Mario fan.
Goomba, he does a backflip, so he's got like a little suction cup on his chin. So you press the chin down and he articulates at the waist and kind of does a backflip. Then there was a Koopa Paratrooper who had a
Koopa Paratrooper.
That's what is that not what I said?
You said
Or
Trooper.
did Trooper. Oh, I'm very sorry. A Paratrooper.
That's the joke.
I get it. You would squeeze his fucking shell and his little leggies would kick. And then there was an under 3, right? So McDonald's sometimes, I don't know if they still do it, right? For toys, they have like a little kids version, because what you should be doing is feeding your under 3-year-old child McDonald's.
Absolutely.
I know. That was shitty. I take it back. Like, I don't mean to shame anybody if that's what you can do, but like,
Yeah.
maybe don't. Anyway, it was just a little Raccoon Mario, just a little like soft rubber toy. What's that?
I don't like McDonald's at all, so I don't think any human should be eating it. But whatever.
No, I think it's fucking gross. But like I'm not shaming anybody if that's what you.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm wearing a tacos t-shirt right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be better about that. It's as I get older, I realize that I say some shit sometimes that I don't care for because I like this podcast for another podcast. Anyway, this is a whole set that you can scan. I wonder if these can be 3D printed with
I would have
these
to
scans.
assume so. Like,
Right? I would think so.
Like once you do that, God, I remember these toys. Like, I have never
Yeah,
liked McDonald's except McNuggets. I used to really like McNuggets, except like every now and then you'd get a McNugget and you'd take a big bite of cartilage and it was just horrid.
Yeah.
And I've always liked their fries, more or less. But generally speaking, I'm just not a fast food guy. I think it's gross. But generally speaking, McDonald's as a company is garbage. So, fuck them.
These were really cool toys, though, and like they
were so cool. And back when Mario 3 came out, I didn't know anything about evil corporations or anything. It's like, oh, you go to McDonald's and there's a big purple gumdrop named Grimace, and little
and a creepy clown
called
who
Fries,
wants to sit
and
with
there's
children.
a creepy clown, good stuff.
Yeah, no, those are dope though. McDonald's has, for want of better food, certainly they have always had the superior toys.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like I just don't think it's even close. But anyway.
Shuffling right along, I sent you a picture of the little Goomba from the original NES instruction manual.
Okay, I will find it.
Because that's my know-it-allism right there.
Is it
just better than you, Dan?
Is it in Facebook? Where is it, Kris? We use
I
too
put
many.
it in the Discord.
Did you?
We just use Discord now. I put it in the Discord chat.
Okay. Which Discord chat? I don't...
The SAG chat.
Oh, God. Where is it?
Nope, I didn't send that to you. I sent that to Andy.
Yeah, he should understand that. No problem. Because I'm looking here and I'm like, fuck, I'm feeling... Okay. All right. I'll look at it later.
I deleted it. There you go. Little Goomba from the first NES instruction manual. Yeah, they were called Little Goombas for, I think maybe Mario World is when they changed that over to just Goombas. But yeah, they were originally Little Goombas. Anyway, moving right along.
It's a good thing you didn't send him a picture of your little Goomba. Am I right?
Hey!
Heyo! I got plenty of those. You don't need to send any more.
I just have the one. Time Extension reports, a legend returns. Castlevania-inspired MSX2 game enlists the help of a Konami icon. So there is a game called Night Stalker, which is a Castlevania clone coming out for the MSX2 homebrew experience, and they got the let's see, where it's come on, where's the name? Miki Higashino, composer of some of the most iconic MSX soundtracks of all time, is back. For the first time, she composes music for SCC, contributing to the soundtrack of Night Stalker, The Blood Awakens in 2027. So you've got a classic, I believe a classic Konami composer coming back to write music for your MSX game. That's pretty
awesome.
Darn cool. I want to see what I'm not overly familiar with that name, so I want to see what she's done, because I'm sure I will know some of this stuff, because I don't know MSX all that well, but I do know a handful of MSX songs.
Right.
Oh boy, look at this. We got Gradius, we got Salamander, Life Force, Gradius 3, the Turtles arcade game, Contra 3,
so
Alien
a bunch
Wars.
of shit nobody's played.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just
some
a bunch
niche
of garbage.
fucking composer.
The original Suikoden, Double Dribble, the playoff edition for Sega Genesis. That's hilarious. Tournament Fighters, the Genesis version. Interestingly enough, no Castlevania here. So, a lot of, really awesome Konami stuff, but no Castlevania. So that's pretty cool. That's a hell of a get. I love that story.
Yeah, that's awesome. This story, man,
This is crazy. This one's so crazy.
It's so wild. So, Go Nintendo reports that a random glitch leads to the discovery of arbitrary code execution tricks in Super Mario Brothers, with the subtext, how do people figure this stuff out? Which is what I'm asking too, right? This game is 40 fucking years old, as they very delightfully highlighted at the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Just, that was fun. So 40 years ago, this game came out. People are still playing it, still speedrunning it, and still finding new fucking ways to break it, right? So a speedrunner named Luigi's Sidekick was playing the Lost Levels on Nintendo Switch Online when the game crashed during a castle level, which immediately sent the fucking speedrunners Peter Tingles a-tingling, and they set out immediately to find out what happened. And they discovered that you can have an arbitrary code execution in the Lost Levels. You need to have the Minus Worlds, bisected Bowsers, a Buzzy Beetle, some other shit. I don't fucking quite get how people put all this shit together. But as they do, it makes the ability to break the game and do weird shit to it possible and interesting, and it's just so fucking cool that there are ways that people are just out there figuring out how to destroy this very carefully constructed world and make it do what they wanted to do. It's fucking fascinating, and it's so cool.
Yeah, I was reading an article about it, and then I went to the YouTube video and saw that it was an hour long, and I was like, yeah. I can't. I just can't. I just need somebody to explain this to me in dumb person terms.
Yeah.
It is so thoroughly beyond my comprehension, but it's really cool. I absolutely love that this stuff exists. I'll never touch it. I'll never sniff it, and that's totally fine. But I love that people can do this kind of stuff. And like you said, they're still finding tricks in these games after all this time. Absolutely banana balls.
It's
just
bananas.
love it.
But I would humbly suggest, fellow geeks, fellow nerds, fellow dorks, whatever, that video doesn't need to be an hour long if you actually want people to watch it. Like, I mean, I'm sure it has decent views because, like, speedrunner people are crazy, but, like, this is super cool. I'm not watching a fucking hour of this shit. I don't know very many people who are either. Yeah, I'm just...
It's something.
You know.
It is something.
Anyway, it's very cool.
Very, very cool. Go Nintendo reports, yes, Shigeru Miyamoto has heard the Star Fox amputation theory and he thinks it's, quote, nuts. I do too. I read about this years ago. There's a sect of the internet that thinks that all the members of Star Fox chopped off their legs so they could handle higher G-forces. Because of the way the puppets look. So when you look at the original puppets that are on the box art for the original Star Fox, their ankles are like super thin, almost looks like they have robotic legs, if you want to think about it that way. I just looked at it as a stylistic choice because they're fucking puppets. And people came up with these entire theories about how the Star Fox members had their legs amputated so that they could survive the quote, let's see, the arrow says this all stemmed from the hypothesis that pilots who do not have legs can stand more G's than others as they don't have legs for blood to pool in. Somehow this theory made it back to Shigeru Miyamoto, who thought, let's see, according to former Nintendo employee Kit Ellis, when Miyamoto heard this theory, quote, the look on his face was a combination of, wait, what? Get me out of here, are you nuts? Because, yes, that's completely fucking impossible.
What? What is wrong with people?
I don't know. I really don't.
I mean, so if you think about it, right, like, I guess it makes sense because of all the famous astronauts who we have voluntarily amputated all of their legs, right? As Neil Armstrong came out of the space capsule on the moon and was like, that's one giant, well, I mean, it would be a step, but I've cut off my legs, you see, so that I could survive the G-forces better. You fucking maniacs. What? Nerdist reports. Kit Kat.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with video games. This is just such an insane story. I had to post it because apparently it's not an April Fool's joke.
I don't know how I follow up Star Fox amputation. I'd never heard that. That's fucking wild. Nerdist reports that Kit Kat heist sees 413,793. So, like, they broke one? Candy bars stolen in major or are we just talking individually wrapped packages? This may sound like the premise of your next weekend watch on Netflix, but this Kit Kat heist actually happened. Kit Kat recently confirmed that instead of breaking off a piece of that Kit Kat bar, someone made a break with hundreds of thousands of Kit Kat bars in a real-life candy caper. That is fucking nuts. So somebody stole over 400,000 Kit Kat bars. An official statement from Kit Kat reads, we can confirm that 12 tons of Kit Kat products were stolen while in transit between our factory in central Italy and their destination in Poland. We are working closely with local authorities and supply chain partners to investigate. The good news, there are no concerns for consumer safety. Supply is not affected. You can get your fucking Kit Kat bars. Is that why they did that in the first episode of Daredevil? They were mirroring the real life Kit Kat heist with the tanker going down. Those weren't guns. Spoilers. Those weren't guns in there. Oh no, Mayor Fisk is trafficking fucking illegal Kit Kat bars. What a bananas ass story. Who fucking what are you gonna do with 12 tons of Kit Kat bars?
Apparently they're selling them, because I'm looking at a follow-up story from Fox News here that Kit Kat is asking for the public's help after thieves made off with 12 tons of the company's chocolate, prompting the launch of a new tracking tool to help locate the missing shipment. So, like, you can check the serial number on the back of your Kit Kat car or something to see if it's a stolen Kit Kat.
Stop it.
What the absolute insane. Wow.
There have been some outstanding follow-up tweets to this. Domino's Pizza UK.
Oh, yes, yes.
We would like to share our thoughts and condolences with Kit Kat following their recent sad news. On a completely unrelated note, we're pleased to announce we'll now be selling a Kit Kat pizza. Cookie Monster has reacted and said, "Me not approve, but me understand." Which, yeah, I mean, I get it. KFC. Sorry, guys, we were product testing for our 12th Urban Spice. That's fucking great. Crumble is out there being fun. Montreal. I don't know what this is. I guess it's a bagel shop. They copied and pasted Domino's homework and said, on a completely unrelated note, we're pleased to announce a new Kit Kat flavored bagel. TGI Fridays then copy and pasted the homework. On a completely unrelated note, if you're in need of a break, we make a pretty great chocolate espresso martini. It's fucking great. This is an outstanding story. This, I get this. I can understand the mindset of being like, all right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go steal 12 fucking tons of Kit Kat bars. Like Giuseppe Giacomo, let's fucking go. I assume because it was in Italy. So those sound like Italian names, right? That wasn't stereotypical. Yeah, Giuseppe and Giacomo, let's go. We're going to fucking steal these. I get that more than thinking it makes sense for the Star Fox pilots to have voluntarily amputated their own fucking legs. That's ruined my whole fucking evening.
Love it.
Yeah, it was a weird week for news this week. That's it.
Yep, that's it for week old news. Thanks for listening, everybody. That's it. So yeah, we're gonna take ourselves another break. Gonna get myself a Kit Kat bar.
Obviously.
That's not true. I don't have Kit Kat bars. But if I did, I would definitely eat one. Yeah, we're going to take ourselves another break. When we come back, we're going to check in with the checkpoint, see what we've been up to, probably talk about the Mario Galaxy movie. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from geekade.com. Stick around. Do you miss the days when you'd get a fresh issue of Nintendo Power in the mail every month? It was stacked with reviews, previews, and all manner of cool new stuff about the world of Nintendo, and it even came with a free poster. Well, you don't have to miss those days anymore because Nintendo Force is here. Functioning as a spiritual successor to Nintendo's classic magazine, Nintendo Force is staffed with top-notch writing talent, and me for some reason, to deliver fresh new reviews, previews, and more right to your door every other month. And yes, posters are still included, except ours are double-sided. So if you want the thrill of learning all about the world of Nintendo in physical format, head on over to NintendoForceMagazine.com and learn all about it. Nintendo Force Magazine, the force of Nintendo fans.
All right, everybody. Make it happen, Captain.
We are back. We have returned. It's all good here. How are you?
Checkpoint!
So, we should probably get the other shit out of the way and end with the Super Mario Galaxy movie, right? That makes sense.
Yes, that's the plan. Yeah.
All right. So what else have you done this week?
Not a lot. I have been playing more of that Meet Up in Bellabelle Park DLC for, I've just been replaying Super Mario Bros. Wonder because that game is an absolute joy. It is so wonderfully joyful and pleasant and fun and well made, and I am really, really loving the hell out of it this time, possibly even more than the first time through. It's such a freaking treasure to play. I just adore it. And the extra content, the extra single player content is not a lot, but so far it is really fixing one of my main issues. And I talked about this a little bit last week. Was the main issues with the game was that the boss battles are just weak sauce.
Right.
And all this is doing is really adding a handful of boss battles to the game. One for each world, one for each of the Koopa Kids. Now I have done 2 of them so far, and they have both been not super hard, but wildly inventive. Like very similar to the Yoshi's Island bosses, where they're not really hard, but they're really fun and interesting. And so the first one was the one they show off in the trailer. That was Wendy. She turns herself into a giant fish, and just kind of jumps all over the place and does some interesting things. The one I fought today was Lemmy. He's the one that's always balancing on the ball, and he uses the Wonder Flower to turn himself into this like weird long-armed jester creature, and all of the balls that he balances on turn into bombs that you then have to kick around and kick back at him. But he has all these really interesting attack patterns that like will crash down on the screen, and like he kept introducing new moves throughout the fight, like a really good boss battle. They remind me a bit of like the boss battles in, say, like Donkey Kong Country Returns or Tropical Freeze, but not nearly as long, because that was my only real gripe with that game, is that the bosses were really good, but those boss battles could go on for a very long time.
Yeah, they overstayed their welcome.
They did. This is not that. It's that kind of creativity in the bosses, and you just don't see that in Mario games very often. Mario game bosses have always been one of their weakest things, except in like Yoshi's Island, where every time you got to a boss, it was a really exciting thing, because like, all right, what are we going to do? What is it going to be? What kind of weird thing are they going to do? And they were so good. And it happens so rarely in Mario games where you get a bunch of like interesting good bosses, like Super Mario Brothers 2 for NES. That was one of the coolest things about it, because you'd get to like Tri-Clyde or Fry Guy, and there's these interesting boss characters that are just like, okay, now I got to figure out how to fight these guys, and they were fun boss battles.
Yeah. These
have been great so far. If they continue to be this good, then the only thing that's really troublesome is that it's not quite perfectly integrated into the game. You know, it's like there's still a little bit, they seem like it's this other side quest you're doing in addition to the main quest. So it's not like you finish a world and then you fight the Koopaling, and that's what you do to move on to the next world. You still have to do the relatively lame Bowser Jr. fights. Not that they're terrible. They're just kind of fine. Yeah. You still have to do those, and you can kind of do these Koopaling fights whenever you want, as long as you get to that area, you go to a tent, and then you go replay a stage with new aspects to it, where like, so both of the levels so far is like, you'll go back to an earlier level, and the Koopaling with the new wonder powers will be antagonizing you throughout the course of the level. Like, I think it becomes an auto-scroller, if I'm remembering right. And, you know, the levels change like just ever so slightly, and then you get to the end and it turns into a boss battle. So it's like you're repeating an older stage, but it's done in a whole totally new way. Like in this one, Lemmy's just constantly throwing bombs, and you have to use the bombs to break walls that are in your way while the screen is scrolling. It's really cool. It's just done really well, and I have been... It's not like I've been putting a ton of hours into it, because I just don't have a ton of hours in my days. Sure. I haven't had a lot of downtime this week, but I'll just play a level or two here and there, and it's been an absolute joy. It's been the joy that I need, because you can never have too many smiles in your life when things are hard, and it's just hitting exactly what I want it to be at the exact right time. So I'm so glad I spent the money on this DLC. It's $20. It's not the cheapest DLC in the world, and I guess for the actual content you're getting, it might not ultimately be worth it to most people. Right. I really loved this game so much to begin with. I was willing to take a chance on it because John really, 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 really wanted it, and I'm glad I did. I can't say that this new content is truly worth the $20.
It's like one of those like $10 and it's no question. It's a great value.
Oh my God. Yeah. For $10, this would be just to have these cool boss battles as well worth $10. The 20, if you're going to play the multiplayer stuff, you got people to play the multiplayer with, then I would say no question as well. But it just seems like the multiplayer is really designed for people who know how to play 2D Mario games of similar skill sets playing against each other. And that's just not the dynamic in my house. So I don't think the multiplayer is going to get much play. But this is, if you've never played through Mario Brothers Wonder, this is the way to do it. I know some folks were lukewarm on this one. I'll never understand it. I think it's such a beautiful game. It's so expressive. The levels are so much fun. It's got not too much challenge, so it's breezy. You know, it's
right.
It's not so brain dead that it's like, okay, this is absolutely nothing. There is enough of a challenge to keep you going. I love the music. I love the visuals so much. It's just such a joyful, creative, and fun, happy game. Just love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The only other thing I really did that was video game related is this week I've spent a decent amount of time with the Time Breaker light gun, which right over there. I should have grabbed one to show off here on the camera, but so we just got these in on the site. They're from Intech Gaming, which I don't believe is related to back when we worked in video game stores. That company Intech, I don't think it's the same Intech. But either way, it's their new light guns for PS1 and PS2, and I've spent some time with them this week. So setting them up is a thing. It's not like it's a super complicated setup, but there is setup involved. However, once you set it up, it works on pretty much any TV. That I can't think of a reason why it wouldn't work on any TV setup. The Intech told us that they work better on larger TVs, you know, standing from a distance. I can't say that I've really found that to be the case, because what I did, they said that it works on anything, even projectors. Because the way that it's working is it's not, it doesn't appear to be interacting with the television at all. It's just using the sensor. So there's a dongle that goes into the PlayStation, like it goes in the controller port on the PlayStation 1 or the USB port on the PlayStation 2. And then you plug in this sensor, sort of like a sensor bar for the Wii. You put that on top of your television. And then you tell there's these little buttons on the back of the gun where you can tell where the top left corner is and the bottom right corner is, and then you can adjust the vertical alignment, and it just basically it creates the surface area there, and then, you know, whatever information the game needs to know goes through the controller, like the controller port. So whatever setup whatever TV you're using, it's not like the light gun is bouncing the signal off of the image to tell where it's shooting. It's using whatever the sensor bar is to tell where it's shooting, and that's what tells the game what's going on. So really any kind of visual setup you've got can work. So I played it on my Trinitron back there. It worked flawlessly once I had it set up. I tried moving it on to my HD TV, and that's where I started running into some problems, because the one that hooking up a PS2 via HDMI requires some sort of adapter. And the Stone Age Gamer sent me the XYAB cables that we have, which do introduce a decent amount of lag, especially if you're not using it on a TV that has game mode. And so there was a bunch of lag involved in that. Not because of the gun, again, because of the connector that I was using and the TV that I was using. But it was still usable, except for the fact that I couldn't figure out how to get past the opening menu in Time Crisis. They sent me Time Crisis 2 and Time Crisis 3 to test these out on, because I can't find my copy of Time Crisis 2. I think I may have sold it, actually, which is... I don't know why. Because I don't think I actually have a gun con anywhere. I don't think I have a gun con anywhere, so there was no reason for me to keep having it, and I saw that it was worth some money at some point, so I'm pretty sure I just sold that one off, but I don't remember actually doing it, so who knows. But anyway, they sent me a copy of Time Crisis 2 and 3 to play and for PS2, and then Point Blank 3 and Maximum Force on PS1, so just so I can make a video about the guns, because that's the plan. And
because that's what we do.
Screen.
We're not actually here to make you laugh with funny ha-has. We're here to sell you shit.
We're here to sell you stuff.
Buy things, you cheap fucks.
Buy my book. So Time Crisis, I couldn't figure out how to get past the calibration screen, and you have to like push in the analog stick and shoot the trigger, and that'll make a cursor appear on the screen, and then you shoot a few other things, and then you can press a button to move on. But I didn't see that anywhere in the instruction manual. It was a very strange situation. But then once I got it working, So then I tried it on a really small HD TV that I have. It's like a 27-inch. Worked just fine. And then just for poops and giggles, I busted out my really tiny ancient CRT, used an RF switch to hook up my PlayStation 1 to it, because I still have a PS1 RF switch laying around. And I was able to get it working on there too, except that I could barely tell what I was doing because there's not a lot of great contrast on this old screen, and I put maximum force in there, which is very red, so I couldn't really see where I was shooting most of the time. But it works. The gun works just fine on a tiny ancient CRT. It's really neat. Like, you set up
that's really awesome.
The corners, and when you're pointing the gun at the screen, the lights on the back of it will tell you if you're not pointing at the screen anymore. Because like it sets where the borders are when you're setting those corners. It's a really good product. I don't know enough about light gun technology to say for sure that it is just like, no, this is a zero lag professional grade. Like, we just got those arcade sticks in a few weeks ago, and I don't know enough about the science of arcade sticks to say, no, this is absolutely the best arcade stick, or they use Sanwa buttons, and those are very important because of XYZ. Like, well, I don't know. I don't know what any of that stuff means. So we did send out the light gun to a couple of YouTubers who know a bit more about this stuff, and hopefully they'll put it through its paces and tell us about it. But I've been impressed with my time with it. I think it's a really neat gun. It's got force feedback, it's got turbo, good stuff.
I mean, that's really all you can ask for, though, right? Like, you're having fun with it. Yeah, that's kind of what matters.
It shoots stuff.
And fucking
it doesn't work with everything. It doesn't work with every PS1 game because it seems to be mainly built around gun con technology. So, and there were more than one kind of light gun on the PS1. So yeah, but it's neat.
Still, though,
I'm really glad it's there. Really glad it's a thing.
That's fucking awesome.
4-1 now. I finally got the Flyers game going. It's 4-1 now, and there's 6 minutes left, and the Islanders are already rocking empty net. That's a bold move. 6 minutes left.
6 minutes in your empty net? That's nuts.
Yeah. And the Flyers almost scored an empty net goal, and some guy blocked it. Oh, good on you. But yeah, light gun.
I love light gun games.
And they also they say right in the instruction manual that they're working on increasing its compatibility to more platforms. Like Saturn's where, like, that's where House of the Dead 3 House of the Dead 1,
right, which is like Cop, let's be honest, that's what we want.
House of the Dead, Virtual Cop. I really want it on Dreamcast because, like, I'll play House of the Dead 2 all day every day. Like, give me House of the Dead 2.
It's pretty good.
Love that game
from what I've heard. Not familiar.
But yeah, more I would have to assume they just do it through dongles and firmware. And that'd be
how
really
I do
cool.
it. Yeah, that's how I ended up with these two kids.
That's how America does it.
Bunch of dongles and firmware, right in the ass. Right up there with the Transformers. A lot of you are not subscribed to the Discord, and you miss some interesting things sometimes, like Transformers and a discussion about. Anyway, yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Love that for you.
So what about you? What have you been up to?
Oh, let's see.
Well, that and Codename Viper, obviously.
So I didn't whatchamacallit, I didn't go to work this week. I took some time off. So I
didn't telework. It was a surprise to them.
Yeah, no, they didn't know. I was like, ha ha, fuck you assholes. No. I had some time, so I sat at home and did not accomplish really many of the things that I wanted to. I did finish, I was reading Go Straight, The Ultimate Guide to Side-Scrolling Beat-em-Ups by Dave Cook. was it's a meaty book, man. Like it's like 430 something pages of beat 'em ups, and it's lots of pictures and lots of like really interesting information, and it was a really, really dope book. I really enjoyed my time with it, and highly recommended if you are a fan of beat 'em ups. It was really, really good. So I finished that, and then started up. I'm only reading one book currently, because I was also going to start Project Hail Mary. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Sorry. Try not to do that. I was going to start Project
How dare
Hail
you
Mary.
yawn on the podcast? I would never.
I know you wouldn't. It's very unprofessional. Because I thought there was a chance we were going to go see that this weekend, but we're not.
I've heard it's great. I really want to go see it, because I mean, Paul gave it just the highest of all possible recommendations. Like, you need to get out and see it in the theater, and it's like, it's going to be rough because there's so many movies coming to the theater this year, and it's not a super cheap notion anymore to go to the theater.
It's just not. You know, it's worth it for certain things. Like, I'm very happy that we went to see Super Mario Galaxy on the big screen. I really want to go see Project Hail Mary. Obviously, Spider-Man. Obviously, Supergirl. Like, the new Supergirl trailer this week was so fucking good. The new He-Man trailer this week was so fucking good. Like, I have to go see those movies on the big screen. There's a horror movie coming out called Dolly. I don't know that I need to go see that on the big screen. You know, like, that's one I could probably wait for, but
I
Doomsday?
very much want to go see Mortal Kombat 2. Because, come on, Mandalorian and Grogu, yes, please. I fucking love that. Then Master of the Universe in June, Supergirl in June, Spider-Man in July. I feel like I owe it to the world to see Street Fighter. I don't know if I'm going to spend the money on it, but
I am just not interested. I'm just not. Nothing I've seen so far.
It does not look like something I want to see.
No.
It looks like very much a movie that I don't want to see, but I'm fascinated by it, and I feel like we're going to need to at least try to talk about it. Maybe that's going to be one that we watch a pirated copy of.
We'll shmemulate the Street Fighter movie. But anyway, short story long, I was going to start reading that this week, but since we're not going to see it this week, maybe next week I'll start like Monday or whatever, maybe this weekend. So instead I started going through Mel Brooks' autobiography, All About Me, by Mel Brooks, which is just absolutely wonderful. And I'm kind of doing a hybrid with that one. Like, I'm reading a couple chapters, and like, as I'm driving around or whatever, I'll put the audiobook on, like where I left off. And the audiobook of that one is really, really wonderful, because it is Mel Brooks that is reading the audiobook. So he's just telling you a story. And for my money, top 3 most important comedy filmmakers, comedians of all time, right? Like, I don't think that's even like a bold statement.
You just reminded me of something else pretty cool that happened.
Okay.
So
hit me with it.
Karen made a very bold movie pick this week, and it went so much better than I would have expected. She picked duck soup. And let me tell you, John was like, he couldn't breathe. He was laughing so hard.
That's amazing.
Like, both kids liked it. Ellie enjoyed it, but John fucking loved it. He was cracking up hysterically. Like, the mirror scene, like, it's Marx Brothers. This movie's almost 100 years old, and it still resonates. Like, the comedy is still just funny.
Like,
this shit was setting the hats on fire. Like, oh my god, it's so funny.
There are certain things, like, even with some of like the Mel Brooks stuff, that is timeless, but so much of comedy is just very like, funny shit is just funny shit. You know what I mean? Like, it just is. The Marx Brothers were brilliant. They're absolute fucking geniuses. One of the things, like, I really like watching documentaries, obviously, right? Like, everybody loves watching documentaries. It's a fascinating way to make film. I also really like listening to professionals talk about their profession. I think the one that I enjoy the most is listening to comedians talk about comedy, right? Because it's just such a it's such a fascinating discussion that they have, and they pick up on things and subtle little tweaks and jokes and all of these different things that like I know I'm laughing at it because it's funny, but there's so many more layers, and they start peeling shit back. And like whenever I listen to people, like especially, I know he's a little bit controversial at the moment, but like Dave Chappelle, listening to that motherfucker talk about comedians is a fucking education, man. Like, he is a fascinating dude to listen to. And Mel Brooks is the same way. Like, he talks about a bunch in his book. He talks about the Marx Brothers, right? And just how they are that kind of timeless, that energy and that timing. And it's just, that's fucking great. I love that the kids loved it.
Yeah, it made us both really happy because, you know, it's a risk sometimes when you bring on there's a bunch of politics talk in the beginning. It's black and white. Yeah. It's weird. You fire that up. It's you got a chance that it's not going to go too well, and then it did.
I mean, I want to watch silent movie with the kids. So I'm really, really fascinated by the idea of kids who are about to turn 17, who have grew up in a world with just unfettered access to fucking everything, right? Mm-hmm. How would my kids react to silent movie, right? Like, and they know, I think they would get the joke with, have you seen silent movie?
I have not, no.
So the silent movie Mel Brooks made in the late 70s. It's got Sid Caesar, it's got Dom DeLuise, it's fucking hysterical. It's got Mel Brooks is starring in it, and there's one line of spoken dialogue in the movie. They call Marcel Marceau, at the time the most famous mime in the world, asking him to be in their silent movie, and he yells no into the phone and slams the phone. It's fucking hysterical. It's so goddamn funny that Marcel Marceau, no, it fucking slams the phone down. The rest of the movie is a fucking silent movie. It's fucking brilliant. It's so goddamn funny. I really want them to watch it. We watched Minority Report with them because Tiff was like, fuck it, we're watching Minority Report. And they loved it. It's like, all right. I mean, I think that movie is fine. Like, it's,
yeah, same here. I didn't really care for that movie.
It's all right.
Like, okay, so they think about weird balls that go through a Rube Goldberg machine and predict crime or something. Like, there's got to be an easier way. Like, couldn't there just be a printout or something? Like,
right? And then we arrest people before they've actually done anything wrong. Like, it's a bit of a touchy stuff. Yeah, they fucking loved it. They thought it was great. But anyway,
just so you know, they've been on empty net this whole time, and the Flyers have not been able to score.
That's pathetic.
And they should all be fired. It's amazing. It's amazing. I feel like these guys have done. Watching the Islanders like jump in front of the net, stop. Like they have this whole defense just planned around empty net. It's look, I don't watch a ton of hockey. I've never quite seen a team function with an empty net like this before. Like, they've had counters in place for these big shots. Like, the Flyers haven't been able to shoot very close to it besides like halfway across the ice at least. And they've, been a couple of shots that just barely missed because of bad aim. But for generally speaking, they've had a defense for this, and it's really cool. It was wild watching them do it. It's very impressed.
I feel like that happens a lot. Like, empty net, and you're like, well, they didn't fucking score. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's still there's 13 seconds left. They're not going to get 3 goals in the next 11 seconds, but still, like, but bless the Islanders. They sure tried.
I mean, absolutely not. I will not bless the Islanders.
Absolutely not bless the Islanders. But good
Islanders.
On them for giving it their all. But yay, the Flyers won. Huzzah! Yeah. It makes up for their devastating loss last night. Go on. Sorry.
So we caught up on. We fell behind on Monarch. Just because life got in the way. We'll catch up on that this weekend. But we did catch up on Invincible. Season 4 is just so
Haven't even started it. Don't want to hear it. Haven't even started it.
It sucks. It's terrible, and you're going to hate it. And we watched the first episode of Born Again Season 2. We're going to watch the rest of them this weekend. Did you watch that?
To get to we watched the first one. We haven't watched the two that dropped this week yet.
So fucking good.
Yep.
So good.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Fantastic. Off to a great start.
It absolutely off to a great start. We watched the new Sam Raimi picture, Send Help. That was fucking awesome. It just absolutely incredible. Sam Raimi, two people ended up stranded on an island. Rachel McAdams is like this like super nerdy what the fuck, I forget what her position is. She's like an analyst or some, I forget exactly what her position is in the company, but she was going to be promoted to vice president. The boss of the company dies. His douchebag son takes over. And he's just like every negative stereotype you think about, like big bro kind of business dude who like is only pure Nepo baby kind of shit. And they're flying out to this meeting and their plane crashes on an island and the other people that they're with end up dying. And it's just the Nepo baby boss and Rachel McAdams are left. And she's like, she was, because of course she was filming audition tapes to be on Survivor, and like she's a huge fan of that, so like she knows what to do. This dude's all fucked up, and the movie just goes.
Trailers for this looked great,
dude. It's awesome. It just goes off in like a crazy Sam Raimi direction, and the fucking ending was just absolutely, absolutely beautiful. I fucking loved it. Absolutely loved it. So fun. But the main game that I've been playing this week, though, we've done a little bit more of Sands of Blake Manor, which is really good. I talked about that a little bit last week. But Tiff's hours have been really crazy this week, so I've had a little bit more time on my own. And I started playing Minishoot Adventures, which I picked up on the Steam Spring Sale a couple weeks ago. And I think I am, I don't know, a little more than halfway through the game, because it's a short game. It's like 7 hours or whatever. I think I'm a little over 4 hours into it. And I would very strongly recommend that you take some time this weekend, Kris. If you can find a half hour, if you can find 20 minutes, give this did you pick this up? I thought you said you did.
I said I wanted to, but
okay.
I didn't pick it up. I'm going to add it to my wish list right now, though. Because it was on that last Nintendo Indie Showcase thing. What's it called? Minishoot
Adventures. You're going to absolutely...
This looked really cool.
You're going to fucking love this. You're going to absolutely love this game. It is so good. It's so wonderful. The only gripe I have is that I wish it was a little bit more pixelated.
Right, it's on my wish list already. I'm just waiting for it to go on sale or something.
It looks a little too smooth. I feel like it should be
vaguely flash animation-y. Yeah,
vaguely flash. Yeah.
If the art was pixelated, I think you're right. That would look a little bit cooler. Man, I remember loving the way this looked.
However, I was like, let me see. So it's like the original Legend of Zelda mixed with a top-down shooter, mixed with a Metroidvania. Like, that sounds like something that I'm going to love. I got 20 minutes. I got 20 minutes. Let me just give this a shot before I go to bed. And then 2 hours later, I was like, fuck, I really need to go to bed. Because I just sat there and played it for 2 hours straight. It's fucking awesome. It is so wonderful and so charming, and it's really sparse in a lot of areas, and you're just kind of flying around, so there's there's feelings of isolation, but then you get to a new screen and there's a battle and it's really fun, and you're flying around, and the enemies, there's certain enemy types that fly and behave like paper airplanes might, they've got an interesting weight to them, and then other creatures, plane things show up and they're flying around and they've got different patterns, and it also becomes a bullet hell at certain times where you're dodging all the fucking projectiles and shit, and you're upgrading your ship and getting like different maneuvers you can do. It controls just beautifully. It is so fun to play and fly around, and you're like, man, I thought this would be fun, like a top-down twin-stick shooter adventure game. Like, yeah, I see how that makes sense, and man, does it fucking work. It just really, really fucking works. I'm almost sad that we had to do the show tonight so that I couldn't sit down and beat it. Like, I'm going to finish it this weekend, which is nuts. Like, I never start games and finish them in like 2 or 3 days, even when they are only, 7-8 hours long. I just never dedicate that much time that quickly to a game. But this one I definitely will. Absolutely fucking beautiful. Love this game. Good music when it's there. But when the music is like, again, there's areas where the music is like really sparse, but it really works. And the sound effects are really nice when they show up and do what they need to do. And it's just a wonderful little experience. I absolutely fucking love this game. I'm so sad it took me this long to play it, because it's been on my Steam wishlist for like 2 years or something like that, and I just never grabbed it, like, because it wasn't cheap enough, I guess. But man, absolutely, I got this, I think, for like $4.50 or $7.50, I've somewhere around there. This is absolutely worth whatever price they're asking for it. Because I think they're asking like $15 or something like that is like the normal price.
$15.99 on Switch too.
Yeah,
I'm waiting
definitely
for a
worth
sailor.
it.
See if I can score a review code.
Yeah, absolutely fucking worth it. Just a lovely, lovely little game. More shit like this, please. I mean, also like new God of War and Wolverine and whatever. I'm excited about that. But like more stuff like this. It's just, I play something like this that's made by 2 people. And then I see that Eidos Montreal is spending hundreds of millions of dollars and laying off hundreds of people, or over 100 people, on a game nobody had heard about or played or seen anything of. It's just you don't it doesn't have to be that. This is like, you play things like Minishoot Adventures and you're like, oh yeah, video games. I remember these. These are different. These are cool. These are great. Absolutely love it.
I look forward to it.
Yeah. You will absolutely. If you do not love this game, I will be shocked. This is a Kris-ass game, if there ever was one.
It certainly looked like it when it showed up in the showcase. So
yeah.
Very much I'm looking forward to it. But yes, let's get
teasing.
Let's get to the crux of the biscuit.
That's right.
Super Mario Galaxy movie came out, and it was quite an adventure for us. As I mentioned on the show a while back, I bought my tickets the day that they became available. I drove out to the movie theater, and because I refused to pay the extra money for the convenience charge to use Fandango or whatever, like, fuck all the way off. Like, movie tickets aren't expensive enough. Using your app to buy my tickets is going to cost me an extra couple of bucks. Fuck all the way off. So, drove out to the theater, bought tickets for me, Karen, Ellie, John, and our friends Erica, Josh, and Ellie's bestie Aurora. So I've had these tickets for a little while now.
Yep.
We come up with a plan to go to the theater. Our movie's at 5:10. We were going to go to the movie, and then afterwards we were going to go out to dinner. The kids chose Red Robin, which, okay, fine. I don't know why they love Red Robin so much. I don't dislike Red Robin.
Tiff loves Red Robin. Her mom
Karen
loves Red Robin. It's fine.
Exactly. It's fine. It's fine. It never really impressed me so much. I was like, man, we got to go back there.
It's a good burger. It's not the best burger I've ever had.
Good enough. It is sufficient.
Yeah.
But the kids were very excited about it. So we get to the theater. We do the thing where I use the app and start taking pictures with when you had the Nintendo Today app, if you scanned the movie poster in the theater and check in, it would give you these free borders that you could use to take pictures of everyone in the theater. So we took a handful of pictures. Cool. took this one great picture in the theater of Ellie and Aurora and John. Like Ellie was jumping in the air. It was great. I caught it perfectly. It was a really good picture. And we were just having a little bit of fun. We got there nice and early, and then we handed the tickets to the guy, and he was like, "Yeah, it's in Theater 1." Now, I remembered that I had bought IMAX tickets because the IMAX tickets at this theater, the better theater, were actually cheaper than the regular tickets at the shitty theater. So I was like, wait a minute, you mean it's in this theater right here? And he was like, oh no, wait a minute, let me see your tickets. So he looked at my ticket, and he's looking at his thing, he's like, hold on a second. So he goes over and he starts talking to the manager. He's like, this movie time, something's up. You need to go talk to the manager. It's like, okay.
That's not what you want to hear.
No. So I go over and talk to the manager, and she's like, so this screening that you bought tickets for got canceled. Well, we had no way to contact you because you came in and bought the tickets in person. See, most people buy them online.
You fucking asshole.
And then when they buy it online, they have a way to get in touch with them because they have like their email, etc. And like, but since I came into the theater and bought them like an old person, they had no way of getting in touch with me. So she apologized profusely. She was like, so here's what we're going to do. We're refunding the tickets, and whatever show you guys want to go to is on the house. I was like, oh, okay. So we all got to see the movie for free. And they gave us free popcorn, drinks, whatever. Kids got ices. We got big old popcorn, not any of the buckets, obviously. But yeah, so that was pretty fucking cool. I mean, but
that feels like above and beyond. They could have just been like, all right, so we're just going to refund your tickets and you'll go to this theater. Like,
yeah.
But that's awesome.
I love this theater, right?
Yeah.
And like this, I think the woman was so nice to us because we were also understanding. Because like, we were like,
that does help.
That sucks, but these things happen. And she seemed really, really, she seemed to think that we were about to lose our shit. And I'm like, well, we're still going to get to see the theater. We're going to get to see the movie tonight. And she's like, and in the meantime, while you guys wait, because like the next show, because everything was sold out, the next show was at 7:30. So it was like a decent amount of time after our 5:10 showing. She was like, in the meantime, feel free to walk into any movie you want. Like, it's fine. And I was like, no, don't worry about it. We were going to go to dinner after the movie, so we'll just go to dinner now and we'll come back for the movie. She's like, that's perfect. And, when you come back, come see me. I'll bring you, because like the shows were sold out, but apparently they reserve a handful of seats in the way back row, like all the way at the top, for just such an occasion, like overflow or management things or something like that.
Shit happens.
So they gave us those seats all the way at the top and the IMAX, which was perfectly fine because the IMAX screen is so fucking huge.
Yeah.
Then it was nice to be able to be all the way in the back. Usually I go close to the back, like by choice. So I was really only a little bit further back than I normally would have been. So then we went out to Red Robin. We had a meal, and it was... I didn't have a great time during the meal because Ellie and Aurora and John were all like talking to each other. And the way we sat at the table, it was a big rectangle table. Yeah. And just the way that we kind of filtered in, I wound up like one side of the table was me, Karen, and Erica. And the other side of the table was Ellie, Aurora, John, and Josh. So there's 3 adults at the end, and then I'm on the other end. So I'm just completely left out of the adult conversation, and I can't even really talk to the kids either because they're talking to each other. So I was just kind of like sitting by myself, kind of half hearing the conversation that's going on the other side of the table, and that was kind of a bummer. I was like, man, this really kind of blows. And then we went outside for a little bit and enjoyed the nice weather because we all finished our food and we still had some time. And then everybody started talking about like tattoos and beer, and I was like, cool.
This ain't for me.
This ain't for me. But the kids had all of our phones, so they were all enjoying whatever they were doing, and I'm just standing here like, well, this kind of sucks. I get to go out and be social with people I genuinely like, and they're all talking about stuff I have no frame of reference for. Like, just nothing really. Talking about all of, like, Josh's tattoos and where he got them and what tattoos they want to get and where they want to get them, and I'm like, cool. Because I have no interest in them, and it's just It was kind of sucked. But then we all got in our cars. We drove back to the theater. The manager walked us into our special seats, and we felt all like VIP and whatnot.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we got to see the movie for free. Like, come on. Like, yes, it went a little bit later than we originally wanted to, but the kids were starting. They had a half day of school, and we're starting a spring break. So it's like, who cares if they're up a little bit late tonight? Yeah. We're seeing the movie for free with free snacks and popcorn, and like, this is great. So
you're allowed to be a little bit tired at school. It's okay.
Yeah. I had John on one side and Ellie on the other side, and I'll just say up front that my face hurt by the end from smiling so much.
Yeah.
It was a very rough week personally. I wasn't exactly having a great evening up to that point because it was, the changing in the movie time was a little bit stressful, but it was worth it for the free movie and all that stuff. But boy, as soon as the movie started, and this is one of the reasons I loved it so much, because critics have been tearing this movie to shreds for not being a Pixar movie, right?
Sure.
I don't need every children's movie to make me cry, right? I don't need... I love Up. I love Inside Out. I love those moments in those movies that are just really emotionally resonant.
Yeah.
I don't need everything in my life to be that, and I don't think every animated children's movie needs to be that, and I especially don't think Super Mario Brothers needs to be that, because
it's not
that's not the source material. Like, they try to add those kinds of moments to the Sonic movies, for example. But when I'm like, maybe the more modern Sonic games have that kind of stuff in it, but when you look at the original Genesis games, they're just a hedgehog going fast and being cool.
Yeah.
That's what Mario games are. They have a story. They add just
Mario
enough
games
emotional
are.
resonance in it.
A hedgehog going fast.
Exactly.
Cool.
That's what they are. Mario games are simple. They are They're fun. They are funny. They are beautiful. And that's what this movie was. It was everything that I wanted it to be. Had just enough plot to be a movie. The dialogue was witty. The music was incredible. Some of the dialogue was witty. Like,
no. I was saying the plot.
It had a plot.
Kind of.
No, there was a plot.
Yeah.
There was a plot. Wasn't a deep plot. It was wafer thin, but it was a plot.
It was an excuse
castle stolen,
to get from point A to point B.
Rosalina kidnapped because Bowser Jr. wants to impress his dad. Bowser had his little weird character growth thing and then regression. Like, there was a plot. It wasn't much of a plot, but it was exactly enough plot. Like, it was a Mario movie. It was a Mario Galaxy movie. It did everything it needed to do.
It was enough plot to get from set piece to set piece, which is, like you said, that's really all you needed to do, right? Because, so I picked...
that's all you should do. You should not be trying to make a Mario movie more emotionally resonant than that. Like, what little was there felt like it had more meaning because of how little there is to begin with, you know? Like, that little moment, the little bits of Luigi and Yoshi teasing Mario about having a crush on Peach, and the little moment at the end where she gives him a kiss on the nose, like...
Yeah.
I remember the first time that happened in Super Mario World, when you beat Super Mario World and Peach comes down and kisses Mario on the nose and he blushes. Like, it gives you just this little bit of tiny little tug in the heartstring, not because it was this amazing love story, just because it was a cute thing. And it was a beautiful little sweet, innocent, cute moment. And that's what it was supposed to be. And I can't believe that there are so many critics that have so little soul that they look at this and complain that is a bad thing. The first movie did so well because it was a Super Mario Brothers movie, exactly what the fucking title was. They didn't try to turn it into something that it wasn't. It was exactly enough plot to make the fun things connect. Because it was just all about the fun things. It's about the adventure. That's what Mario games are. So when you're making a Mario movie, that's what you got to do with it.
Just have fun.
I think they handled it brilliantly. It was just fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed the first one more. I think I might have. I think
I'm
the
not sure.
first one, I don't know, because I think the first one is a better movie. If that makes sense.
See that.
Like
this was a little overstuffed. The first one was a little bit more focused.
Yeah, I think
but I do think that this one was funnier and more confident.
I would agree with that.
Also, this one had a pro wrestling reference. So
I
tell me you caught
the
pro ref. Tell me you caught the pro wrestling. You caught the pro wrestling reference.
I didn't. Where was it?
As soon as I see it, in Mario's bedroom. In Mario's bedroom, there's a big, giant poster in the background of the Amazon versus Starman. I was like, "Fuck, Dan's gonna freak out when he sees that."
Never mind.
So sad you
Best
missed
movie
it.
ever made. Best movie ever made.
So sad. He had Excitebike on the TV on his NES, like he had Kid Icarus in the last one.
Yeah,
so
I was looking at that
on this one.
I didn't.
And right in the background, Starman versus the Amazon. I'm like, oh my god.
I missed it. But so I picked up the kids from school, and I was like, because they had an esports competition that their school won that day. They came in first place at the esports competition, which was super cool. So I picked them up from school, and I was like, all right, I can't drive anybody else home today, because we got to run to the store, right? So we ran to the store, and the movie theater, like, it's a big shopping center, right? And it's got a bunch of stores, and there's a movie theater, there's an Applebee's right there, right? So all the different places we got to go. So I go into the store. I needed to get fucking refrigerant for my car's air conditioning, because it's not blowing cold. So I was like, let me try this. I'm fucking here. I'll go to the store. And I'm just like, fuck, come on, guys, let's go to the store. This sucks, blah, blah, blah. I got to go buy this fucking thing. Buy the fucking, go in. Okay, let's do the thing. Yeah, it's blowing cold now. Okay. And I start pulling away from the store, and I start pulling over towards the movie theater. And I had gone earlier to pick up like snacks and drinks, because I'm not fucking paying theater prices for that shit. So I bought a bunch of snacks and drinks and put them in Tiff's little backpack, like purse thing. She has like one of those little Harry Potter lounge fly bags or whatever. I had those in the car. So I drove over and parked like towards the back of the lot, and the kids are like, "Dad, what are we doing? Dad, what are you doing?" And I just got out of the car. I was like, "Grab the bag." I'm like, "Dad, what the fuck are we doing?" And I just walked. I didn't talk to him. And just walked up to the movie theater, and the whole time, like, I can hear as we're getting closer to the theater, they start like vibrating behind me, and like they're like, what, wait, are we? Okay, so there's two options. So he's either taking us to Applebee's, or we're going to see the Mario Brothers movie. At least I think it's the Mario Brothers movie. He could be taking us to go see a different movie, but I don't think there's any other movies. And he was listening to the Mario Brothers soundtrack in the car. So, is that why he was listening to the Mario? And they just started going back and forth. And I just walked in to the movie theater and scanned the thing. And we just walk over, and we just sat down in our seats. And they're both looking at me like, what the fuck are we doing? And I was like, surprise, you're 16 and I could still surprise you because this is fun. Now shut the fuck up. Movie's about to start. And we sat and we watched it, and they, as I told Ellie, when Fox came, when Fox showed up, they fucking screamed so loud that I had to look at them like, you're the oldest people in this theater, and you're the fucking loudest. Maybe like you're embarrassing me. But also have fun, live your best life. This is great. They thought Fox was super cool. I was hoping, was Samus's ship there in the spaceport? I was trying to see if it was.
I heard that it was, but I didn't see it. But there was so much going on. I heard something about it.
But by the time we got done with that movie, like, they were smiling, I was smiling. I thought it was an absolute blast. I don't know if I like the first one better or this one. This one I feel like I definitely need to watch again because there was just so much going on. Like, this movie really does not let up Like, they start in the desert on the bikes, and we are just fucking full bore till the end of the movie. Like, it was nuts.
Nonstop smiling. Let's
Nonstop.
see. Games Radar says in the landing bay, you can see several ships, including Samus Aran's gunship, the players would be most familiar with from their time on Zebes during the eventual Super Metroid. We didn't even catch it the first time around, but yes, the Metroid ship is just over Toad's left shoulder in the one moment. It's literally on screen for a split second, so repeated viewings might be required. So I can't find a picture of it. I guess nobody's really got the movie out there, but apparently it is indeed in there. Samus' Starship, but
that's
Fox
awesome.
was so good.
Fox
he was more
so
the movie
good
than I expected him to be.
Yeah.
The Pikmin cameo was really nice.
Oh,
but,
Roddy
man,
fucking lost his shit for that. I would have really liked if they would have fucking kept the Fox thing quiet. I don't know why you had to announce that.
I don't know why exactly. Why did they put that poster out?
It was like 3 days before the movie. Like, why? Don't tell people now. You made it this fucking far. Like, god damn it.
Yeah, I have no idea why they decided to drop that.
But it was still awesome.
Yeah, it was still awesome. It was still not what I expected.
Yeah.
And man, I think the hardest I laughed was Rob.
Yeah, that was fucking funny.
That joke was just for people who have used Rob before. Because, like, he's making the noise right over here, and it sounds just like the noise that thing makes, and it's moving all slow. And, like, it's funny on its own, but if you've ever actually used Rob, it's fucking hysterical. That cracked my shit up.
It was brilliant.
The whole Rosalina being Peach's sister thing, I thought was very, very interesting, because I remember when Rosalina was introduced as a character and people being like, wow, she looks a lot like Peach. And there was supposed to be... Apparently there was always supposed to be some sort of connection between the two of them, but it's a Mario game, so they never really, like, dove into the lore. But, yeah... That's not outside. This was a thing all the way back from the character's inception.
Because the kids asked me, they were like, "So is that like how it is in the game?" And I was like, "All right, so I'm not the authority here, but I don't think so."
No, it's never been confirmed before now.
Yeah,
I was just looking at something. It's just something old about that. About them being related, and it was definitely some sort of thing that they kind of sort of hinted that they always wanted to have them have some sort of relationship, and they just recently talked about it in interviews. They just never really nailed it down.
Never did.
So that was really cool.
I thought it made a lot of sense. It's a very, very pretty movie. I am
so beautiful.
I'm very excited. Yeah, to watch this at home because I've got. Yeah, I've got the Govee lights on the TV, right? So, like, all the colors popping and all that shit, like, I'm very excited to watch it that way. But in the theater, it was just, so bright and so colorful, and just the animation was great. I could have done without the little minion-looking robots. I didn't know if the little yellow robots that were there at the spaceport. To me, I thought that those were minions. Maybe was missing
with
different...
the gears looking things?
Is that a different reference?
Those are from Mario Galaxy.
Oh, are they? I've never played Mario Galaxy. Never mind. I take it back.
Yeah, they're in Mario Galaxy. Yeah, those are straight out of the game. I love those little guys.
I take it back. I looked at that and I was like, oh, minion. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, they get kind of pissed at you in that game too when they ask you to help clean up and stuff, and when you don't do a good job, they get pissed at you. No, those guys were great. Those little wood guys are in Super Mario Odyssey. Yeah, those were all great. But oh man, that Super Mario 2 area, that casino with Wart in it. Oh boy.
Yeah, I was very happy.
First off, that whole sequence was really cool with the gravity stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was a really, really nice thing they put together there. But that fight.
It was great.
When fucking Claw Grip shows up and he's all...
Yeah.
It's Claw Grip. I never, ever, in my wildest dreams, thought that I would see Claw Grip, of all characters. Like, properly animated and fully detailed in a modern sense. Like, holy shit, that was cool. I could have used a little bit more interaction with, like, Mauser is such a great character. I'm glad that he was there, but, like, he had such limited screen time that kind of bummed me out. Wart, however, I loved the way that he was constantly spitting bubbles while he was talking, right? Like,
and had more screen time than I thought. Like, I thought he was just going to be there.
I thought what we saw in the trailer was going to be pretty much all we got, and there was more. And we got so close. We got so close to what I always wanted, was an interaction between Wart and Bowser. We were right there. He called Bowser Jr. and like I thought we were going to get an interaction between the two of them, but they cut away and never went back to it. That made me very sad.
It almost felt like they were leaving that for the next one.
Yeah, like they didn't kill Wart. Like Wart could totally be back, and that's wonderful. I loved this reinvention of Wart. I thought he looked great. I thought he sounded great. I thought the fight was great. I love the way he just kind of sat back and he was defeated with a vegetable in his mouth. Like, good job. I loved. All right, first off, I hate the baby characters. I always have, except for Baby Mario and in Yoshi's Island, because of that specific game. I like the baby character there and nowhere else.
Nowhere else.
Except this movie. Because number one, the fact that the Super Scope is a de-evolution gun, which is a direct reference to the Super Mario Brothers Bob Hoskins movie, was fucking great. And then on top of that, it's Yoshi with a Super Scope, which is basically a reference to Yoshi's Safari. I love that whole scene.
It was pretty wild.
It's such a great... And the joke about we keep getting more dinosaurs because they made the T-Rex a baby too.
That was good. It was good.
It was so good.
The where they pulled the Super Scope off the wall, I feel like there were definitely more references.
Yeah, I didn't really catch anything. I'm sure there are.
I saw the NES blasters were there. They were like,
there were zappers
top.
There. I didn't catch that.
Sorry, zappers. The fuck did I say?
Oh, that's
blasters.
Great.
It's past 10, so I'm about to turn into a fucking pumpkin.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Evan.
Yeah. So the zappers were there, and I'm positive there were other things there that I missed. But like those I saw, but then he pulled off the fucking Super Scope and I was like, oh shit. And at that point, Penn looked at me and she goes, Dad, we're in public. There are kids here. Cause I legit went, oh shit, in the theater full of children. Like, damn it. I'm sorry, guys. I got excited. It was dope.
The music was beautiful. I have to talk about the music because that was one of my gripes in the first movie, was the excessive needle drops to the point where they took out great Donkey Kong music in favor of a needle drop that was totally unnecessary. So I was really happy that they didn't overdo it this time with that kind of stuff. That was really nice. I loved the Yoshi, the whole Yoshi backstory in Brooklyn montage was fucking great. Like,
that was awesome.
I just loved that because like that's where I thought that's where the movie was going at the post credit scene of the first one. That's kind of where it seemed like they were going. Is like, oh, now we're going back to the real world and Yoshi's in the real world. That's going to be the thing. And they're like, no, we're just going to montage this and get right to space. Like, just that whole montage was great. I'm trying to find an image of Mario's bedroom with that pro wrestling poster for you. I'm trying desperately. Bowser Jr. So here's my one gripe with that. I wish any Bowser Jr. fight in any of the games was that cool. Because that battle looked like so much fun, and he's using the Wonder Power in particular. Like, it was a very like he turns into Wonder Bowser Jr., which is that's straight out of Super Mario Brothers Wonder. So that was pretty cool. But none of the Bowser Jr. fights in any of the games are anywhere near that good. What's it? the brush bit at the end where Luigi gets the brush and fucking Mr. Game & Watch shows up.
Yeah,
and he's like, "What? I don't know how to draw."
That was so fucking cool.
Oh my god, that was so. It was a great way to incorporate that character, and it was so funny. It really made me laugh. So I keep finding this picture that's almost showing the poster, but Mario's blocking it. I want to see if there's going to be anything else in this video that's going to show it a little bit better. Oh man, that pro wrestling poster just made me so happy. I never get to see it in perfect detail, but you do get to it. Like, it's so obviously that's what it is. All right, they're talking about wrestling right now in this video, so I have to assume they're going to try to show it. They're just showing Excite Bike, and I don't think they can. I don't think anybody has that shot yet, but it's there.
They will.
It's wonderful,
and I will see it.
Yeah, and you will see it, and it will be great. Again, the music, the music callbacks that they did were really, really wonderful. There were so many times, and I can't even think of what they all were, but there were so many times during this movie where there was some sort of musical thing that came in, like the Star Fox music when during the Fox McCloud action sequence, the weird dance remix of Jump Up Superstar, and even I really thought like Mario and Peach, their whole situation was just very cute. I really liked their interactions with one another. I loved the action sequence at the end with the two of them working together through the platforming segment, and then the fucking letter she sent him when she was going away, and I was expecting her to say "Dear Mario," and she's like, "Dear Mustache."
Yeah.
And
that was great.
Almost giving him a hug, and then he went for a handshake, and it's so basic, but it was so cute.
It was great.
But then the two of them working together was I loved this movie so much. I loved it so much. It was for me.
I loved her getting the umbrella.
That was a very cute thing too, and I can't believe I didn't guess that. It was seeing the box. I'm like, what's in there? Like a big flower? What could it be? And then of course it was the umbrella.
Of course it was the umbrella.
I don't know why that didn't occur to me.
Yeah,
I really liked the whole Bowser. I really liked Bowser's story of him getting to be friends and working to earn, because he liked Luigi, and then kind of earning Mario's respect, and then like having to choose between being evil for his kid and then just eventually landing there, because of course he did. He's Bowser, but
he's Bowser. I
thought that was really cool. I thought that was a really fun little plot where he was trying to stop him. Was like, well, don't kill them, and then Bowser Jr. reminding him of who he is, and
I
really liked their relationship. I really am a good dad. Like,
it was awesome.
Great.
It was, like you said, it was exactly what it needed to be. And if you were on the fence of going to see this movie, you definitely should. Unless you hate fun. If you hate fun, don't go see it. Like, if you're going into this expecting Citizen Kane, you're going to be fucking disappointed. Or maybe not, because that movie kind of sucks. I'm just kidding. Citizen Kane is great. But like, if you're going in there expecting a masterpiece, if you are expecting a Pixar film, Pixar makes Pixar movies, not Illumination. They make a different type of thing. That's okay.
There was a Mario RPG movie musical reference when Peach was fighting all the ninjas. They played a snippet of that was Mario 2. When she was fighting off all the ninjas, they played a little bit of Wart's theme from Mario 2. But there was another spot where they played a little bit of the Super Mario RPG, Bowser's Castle, and that was really cool. God, I just keep thinking back to all the stuff that I thought was really fun. And John, the whole movie, John was just like, every single character that showed up was like, oh, it's a Conchtor, oh, it's a Buzzy Beetle. Everything was exciting him, and it was really infectious to be next to him while he was so excited about that.
That's outstanding.
It was so much fun. It was exactly the movie going experience I wanted it to be. I thought the voice actors all did a great job. I really loved I thought the sweet little sister moment between Rosalina and Peach was great. Her getting her backstory,
it was very
where
sweet.
She came from. Fox doing Toad said the thing. He did do a barrel roll, and he was doing it in the fucking a Comet Observatory. Like, he did a barrel roll in the Comet Observatory. The Mario Maker stuff that showed up when they were building the castle. Like, the fact that they beat Bowser before turning him into Dry Bowser by using an axe on the bridge, like Super Mario Brothers. Like, they just made the games into a movie, and they did such a good job. The cape power up at the end, the flight star from Mario Galaxy where he flies around, like,
it was awesome. It was just fun.
It was just fun. Pure fun entertainment. Good job, guys.
Well done.
All right. I'm sorry this went on so long, Evan, but we needed to gush about the movie.
I tried,
Evan. Very important.
I tried like 10 minutes ago. I tried to direct him. He didn't listen.
It was my fault. I had too much good stuff to say about this movie because I loved it. I really did. I really loved the entire experience of seeing it.
Yeah, it was great.
It was a fun night. It was that theater went above and beyond to make it right with us for canceling our show and not being able to tell us about it because we bought tickets like normal people, or I guess abnormal people now. And it was the joy that I needed in my life. And I can't wait to see it again because I want to see all the references that I missed.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Pratt continues to be fine.
Stop it. You're done. Evan has to go to bed.
The show is done. That is our show. Thanks for listening, everybody. Join us next time for the next installment of the SAG Standouts, where we'll be talking about the ColecoVision and what our best games, its essential games for the ColecoVision are. I'm looking forward to giving that a go this week. Hopefully I have enough time to really put into it. I have a short stack of ColecoVision games, so I'm going to be trying again to put this on regular hardware. I think my I don't know, we'll see what I do. I don't know how deep into the library I'm going to be able to get. Some of it will probably be shmemulating, but I'll do as much on original hardware as possible.
Do what you can.
That's it. That's all we can do, what we can. We are on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked in the show notes. It helps keep this show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Ali. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks and staying up late with us. I'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That's it. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.